Hello everybody, this is Ironhide X coming back to you with another guide and review. Today we're looking at the Imperial Japanese Navy's battleship, the Fuso. It's a Tier 6 battleship. I'm going to be going over some of the different stats and what I have on my ship and the characteristics of it, and etc, etc. So as you see, my Fuso is fully upgraded. Fully upgraded as 57,100 hit points. It has a main battery firing range of over 21 kilometers when it's fully upgraded. So don't believe what it tells you in the little upgrade thing where it only says 14 kilometers. When you get the second whole upgrade, it increases your gun range to 21 kilometers. There's your turning radius and all that good stuff, and your camo value and blah blah blah. Who really cares about that stuff? Does it turn good? Not really, but it turns well enough. How about that? I wanted to make this before I got out of it. As you see on my perks and skills here, I take everything I can for survivability and for air defense, and 6th Sense, of course, right here is an absolute must-have. You want this one to get your turrets to turn quicker. That's a definite must-have for battleships. The fire prevention, the -7% fire crew skill, another big one, and must-have, I think, on battleships. And you see that last one was another survivability one, and then my next one I'm going to get will be the more anti-aircraft, because that's the bane of your battleship existence is going to be AA. No question about it. To see, mine's fully upgraded. With my upgrade path, I think the first thing you should definitely go for is the upgraded hull, because you need that to get the increased range. So that's definitely the first thing I get. As far as upgrades, I go with the upgrade that increases your main battery fire accuracy. I think that's the most important one. Then I get this one that decreases the fire chance and flooding chance, another very important one. And for the third one here, I would get this one here, which gives you a 20% rudder shift time. Your rudder will shift back and forth 20% faster. I just didn't buy it because I'm saving credits, because well, the ships are expensive, and so I just didn't buy it for this ship yet. But I would definitely put that on there if you have the credits to spare. As far as flags, I usually I save up my flags quite a bit, as you see. But I usually will run the fire prevention, we're not prevention, but 20% fire put out time, and I will run the damage control party one quite a bit. But a lot of my flags I actually save for stock ships. As far as the 2 camo patterns, the -4% of enemy targeting you accuracy thing, that is definitely the camo pattern you want to use in this battleship, and actually virtually every battleship. I can't think of anything you'd want to use the other one with, except maybe a destroyer. So that's the Fuso. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. So here we are on Two Brothers in my Fuso, pushing along the east side. I got some destroyers with me, and a cruiser, and I'm the only big boy over here. My plan is to just kill everything that's over here, push on to their cap area. Now, the last time I made a battleship guy, I was in my Congo, and I was shooting at this Warspite, and not 30 seconds, or 2 seconds really, after I said, I first salvo hit almost every time, I missed like 4 or 5 in a row, and I have been bombarded with, oh my gods, you can't aim, learn to play, noob, da 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 da. Okay, it was early in the morning, okay, and I could not remember the max speed of the Warspite. I couldn't remember what it was off the top of my head since closed beta. I just couldn't remember what it was. So I missed like 4 or 5 shots on that, but I'm a very good shot, I swear. So as you see, I was pushing this way. I'm blading away right now because I don't want to get too close to these cruisers. I want to kill these guys first. Fuso does a wonderful job of finishing off these cruisers. Now notice here with this Omaha, he's sitting here banging away on me. And you notice I don't fire as soon as I'm loaded, because if you can have patience and hold your shots and shoot at the right times, you'll be much more effective. Cruisers, they turn really fast and they can be very slippery if you watch my cruiser guide, but they still have a rudder shift time. And if you wait for that perfect moment, you wait for that broadside, oftentimes you'll see that, I mean, at least with me, I have much better success waiting for that perfect shot. Like this Omaha. I knew he was going to turn, I waited for that perfect shot, and down he goes. And shit talking because I just one-shot him. And if you watch any of my videos, people say that I'm cocky and da-da-da. Yeah, it's a character flaw, I know. So, the Omaha's down. I'm not really in risk of getting burned to death anymore, so I'm going to start banging on this Miyogi now. He really has no chance versus me. He's only got 6 guns, I've got 12. I've got better armor, better hit points. I mean, Fuso is just going to crush a Miyogi. I think throughout this whole video, I think that shot that I made at that Omaha that I missed, I think that's the only shot I really missed in this whole game that was actually my fault. And I think it might even be the only shot I missed, period. But if you actually watch every other salvo that I fire, salvo firing, not ripple firing, I hit. For all the trolls out there that are, you can't shoot. Yes I can. Yes I can. So the Fuso, I play it just like every other battleship, really. It's all about do the wiggle game. Steam towards them or away, wiggling back and forth, getting your ass out so you can fire off your big salvo. If you watch my previous guide, I think the way to go is salvo fire, not ripple fire. You can slide that ass out, let off your big salvo, and then angle back up. I was going to shoot this Kawachi, but I saw the DD's torps, and it's not worth wasting a shot. So I'm looking for the best targets to shoot right now is what I'm doing. I'm not scared of any of these guys. So right now I just want to find the best target to lay into. And this guy was broadside to me, so he was who I chose as my next target. And he went broadside to a Fuso, and he pays the price. Almost down. This thing's broadside firepower is tremendous. Very, very powerful. This thing, like I said, it's a threat to everything on the water. There's nothing in the game that can ignore you in this ship. Everything from the Montana down, the Yamato down, everything, you're a threat to everything. So this thing in this match is just brutal. Thankfully their carrier's not been harassing me. One of the big weaknesses of the Fuso is that its anti-aircraft is very, very poor. It's just flat out terrible, really. Earlier, well, yesterday I should say, I had a tier 6 carrier have, I don't know, 15 planes over me for like a minute, and I only shot down 1 plane. So its AA is definitely not as good as it used to be in closed beta, and it's definitely the Achilles heel of this thing, is that carriers can just wreck you with impunity. But that really doesn't matter. That's not a Fuso only thing. That's battleships. Right now, carriers are freaking retarded, and the people that drive them have no souls, and they definitely need a nerf. I think I'm fine with the torpedo damage. I can even deal with the stupidly close 0.5 kilometer drop range. If they would just eliminate the turn on a dime 180 thing, so that way when you're turning into them or away from them to avoid them, how good carrier players can zip their planes around and hit you in the side with just instantly. That's like the huge thing that makes it so that you cannot avoid them. If you're situationally aware, you know they're coming, and you angle properly, and it just doesn't matter right now. There's nothing you can do, and I think that needs to change. If I could change one thing in the game, that's what it would be. And if you watch any of my other guides, I say something negative about carriers in every single guide, because carrier drivers deserve that. Yeah, that's what they deserve, because they're soulless and they like shooting me with their torpedoes and sinking me. Even after like I've had amazing games, and just to get took out by a carrier is extremely frustrating. But I digress. Back onto the Fuso. So this thing, I see that other ship close to me, but there's a carrier, and after that big rant about carriers, you know I'm not gonna shoot at him, right? I mean, I love anytime I can wreck a carrier's day. Oh, I mean, I'm definitely taking that. Like every time I get sunk by one, I'm going back to the carrier thing. But every time I get sunk by one, I'll like hop in my Minkazi and then go sink a couple carriers, and that brings me, you know, a little bit of joy back in. Look at this. It's a tier 5 carrier that just had his planes over me, and I focus targeted them with my AA guns and everything, and I shot down one plane. And I didn't even shoot them down until after they had dropped. That's just not acceptable. So definitely that's your big weakness with the Fuso is AA. So be aware of where those planes are coming and where they're going, because the carrier drivers out there, they know the Fuso doesn't have good AA, and they're out to get you. Trust me. Again, just putting out my max firepower on things. Little destroyer, he's not used to getting touched at that range, I'm sure. But the Fuso's guns, they're not pinpoint accurate, but you got 12 freaking shells, so you know you're gonna hit if you have a somewhat decent aim. Overall, of all the ships in the Japanese line that I've played since open beta, this is my highest so far, the Fuso. And I wanted to make this because you'll see, you saw earlier that it has, I'm almost through the grind. I'm almost to the Nagato, and I wanted to make this before I got my Nagato. Because I may sell this, I may not. I mean, I really like this Fuso so far. It's been my favorite ship so far since open beta began. Yeah, carrier, you're mine. Mine. My bubbles. But yeah, the Congo I thought was an excellent BB. Definitely the best tier 5 battleship. But I like my Fuso more than my Congo. Just the amount of damage you could put out per game in this thing can be pretty nuts sometimes. Just the raw firepower this thing has. You know, really, it's for as quick as it is, because this thing goes 24.9 knots. For as fast as it is, and as well armored that it is, and the firepower it has, I mean, it's just, this is just a great ship, and it's definitely, I prefer it over the Congo, even though the Congo is fantastic, but this thing is just brutal. 21 kilometer gun range on this. When you put out your scout plane, it jumps up to something crazy like 26 kilometers. And you've got so many shells that you can reliably hit targets even at 25, 26 kilometers. As long as they're battleships, but I've hit everything at that range. I mean, this thing is really nice for brawling, for range fighting. It does everything well. There's nothing that this ship cannot do really well. It can brawl well. It can range fight well. There's nothing it can't do. This little battleship, he's being smart. He's angling away. He should have wiggled a little bit more there, and I probably would have missed. But he didn't wiggle quite enough, so I got some more hits on him. I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there with a piece of paper and a pencil just writing down my misses and my hits. And I'm sure I'll see the comments in the forums. But hey, I'm Ironhide. What can I say? Kind of a big deal. That's how I roll. For everybody, I hope you're picking up the sarcasm here. I don't have the pleasurely Jingles voice. I'm sarcastic and cocky. But I offer sound advice. I mean, you want to play the ships well. This is the way. This is how you do it. As far in my Fuso, my shots, I shoot armor piercing at everything except destroyers. As soon as the match starts in this boat, I pop on AP and I leave it there. And oftentimes, when the opportunity presents itself to shoot at a destroyer, I don't have time to switch to HE, and so I'll even end up having to shoot them with AP, which is nowhere near as effective. I mean, AP is nowhere near as effective versus destroyers as high explosive is. That's definitely the way to go for them. So if you have the time to switch, by all means do so. But if you don't have time to switch, I'd say just screw it. Shoot them with AP. You hope you get lucky, but if you hit them, you're gonna overpin. One good salvo from HE that will kill most destroyers in the game currently. As far as my damage control parties and whatnot, if you saw my other guides, if I get a single stack fire, I like to just let it burn. That holds true with the Fuso as well. And I just use my heal kit because fire damage is soft damage, and you can repair virtually all of it. So 1 stack fire, I just let it burn and then heal back. 2 stack fire, I put out and then heal up. Fire damage, I think, off the top of my head, does 300 damage per second per fire. So, you know, get 1 of them, you're going to take 300 damage a second. You get 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. That can wipe you out quickly. So I put those out quick, but regular 1 stacks I don't. I just let them burn. Screw it. And a lot of cruisers, once they get a bead on you and they're shooting that HE at you, they tend to leave their shots right where they're at because they're hitting, and so they won't hit other parts of your ships. So often you'll only get that 1 stack fire. This Aoba, he's playing smart. He's wiggling. He's being slippery. He's doing what he should do to try to make my aim harder. If I had been a little more patient and held my fire till there, I probably could have killed him if I had all my shots. That would have been a nice Citadel hit. They went a little low. Now, guys, you want to talk about battleship RNG with its shells? Watch this shot right here. This had me like, what the fuck? I saw the torpedoes coming. I could have dodged them. Just didn't give a damn. I had full health, and they were the last ships on the enemy team. So watch this. Watch this. What the hell? What? One went to the right like 200 meters, and the other one went to the left like 100 meters. What the hell was that? How did that happen? I was expecting to kill him there, and my shots just like they went fucking cross-eyed. They became special challenge, special needs. I don't know what was going on there. I was expecting to kill him with that salvo, but I had to wait till the next one. So anyway, this is my guide / review of the Fuso Tier 6 Japanese battleship. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the information. Please comment, subscribe, like, dislike, whatever. You look at the video. I think I hit just about every shot that I could have hit as far as my aiming goes. Hopefully that'll kill some of the. Oh my God, you can't shoot. So let's take a look at the results. 4,400 EXP, 333,000 credits, 5 kills, 5 citadels, top on the team, and 100 and some odd thousand damage. So this is Ironhide X signing out, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.